Hi there, and welcome to Philosophy by me, Phil. This is episode 13. Can you believe it? We're getting there. Episode 13, and the third part of B is for Business. And this one is how it ends. So we've had start, messy middle, and this is how it ends. Just if you're watching on YouTube, it's very hot in the UK, so I'm wearing swim shorts and outside. In my garden, and yes, but it's been very hot this week. So how it ends. So everyone talks about the end. Everyone talks about the exit, the big payday, the cigar, the yacht, the whatever. But what if that's not actually the way we want it to end? What if there's a different ending? What if entrepreneurs these days, people finding their business, you out there starting your business, think that that's what you want? But maybe I'm here to tell you there's other ways. And to understand the end, we have to go back to the beginning. So back in 1984, when me and my brother started our business, the idea was to run our own business, to make a little bit of money, to have a bit of freedom. However, what no one told me was that when you grow and you get in the messy middle or through the messy middle and you've got some brilliant staff, reliable people who help you grow. And we've then got an extended family of 60 people to look after. Many of my staff now, and this never ever crossed my mind in 1984, that I would be responsible for a business that people buy houses. Yep, obviously, but it's a crazy thought. People then have children, and in some way we're responsible. We want to give security and ensure that people can make decisions about buying a house, having a family, because they've got job security and they're in a business that I hope really looks after them. We've also now got people who have ill health and trauma within their family. And whilst I fully appreciate, and I'm not over egging it, we're not here to fix that and we can't fix that, but we're there as a business and as a community in our business to help those people and help people through. And that's rewarded in spades by people's loyalty to us. And we've seen that because we've had so many people with us for such a long period of time. And we are family first and we run a morally correct business. So circling to the end, why sell to an investor or a person, a PE company, equity company? Why sell to someone with no name, no face, who probably in truth are looking to then tear it apart, get rid of all those people that you've grown up with, you've grown your business with for the last 20, 30 years. That doesn't really fit into the way that we've actually started this. So why would that suddenly jump to that conclusion and go, hey, here you are, Mr. PE man, let's give me a check and I'm off, and everyone else, I don't really care. What if the big exit is not the big exit? The industry business now talks about start, build, scale, exit. The reality is most businesses never do that for the sort of money that they ever think. And in fact, these days, a lot of people, and I mentor and I talk to business people, youngsters, they're all about, we need a round of funding. Well, do you understand that comes at a cost? You lose equity. So by the time you get that big check, your bit of that big check might be a tiny little bit. Then you've got to go again and you've got to start again. Slow, steady, profitable, cash in the bank. If you're going to protect a business for 40 years, let alone longer, we need to make money. We need to make profit, put some reserves in the bank. So when the next COVID comes, we aren't shutting down and we aren't getting rid of a load of people. We carry on. We keep going. And the truth is, If we sell, if anyone sells their business, they will lose their identity. The business will. The owners, the co-founders, are no longer part of that story. We lose the culture. We lose control. And it's a short-term gain over a long-term meaning. That business is my story and has been for 40 years. It's been my brother's story. It's been both of our stories. It defines us. And I think there's something very key for me to not sell that and to continue. So how do we reframe that? How do we reframe the end? Look, I don't know ultimately how we end, but success is not really defined by a big check, unless it's very big, just if there are any investors. Um, no, jokes aside, or a really big one like you get on the national lottery. Um, Success for me is stability, longevity, and impact of our business over decades, not just a quarter, not over even a year. But how's our business changed from 10 years ago, 10 years before that? And what will it be like in 10 years' time? My hope and my vision for Hardsoft is that it will be around in another 40 years. Our business is a living, breathing thing. I'm sure anyone who's spoken to me directly, I always explain this, which means that when we have growth, we are growing and we are taking people on and we are growing through that journey. Equally, we have to protect the core of the business. So when times are tough, when we have a recession, 2007, COVID, 2020, we have to reduce, and with the business reduces in size by people, by turnover, by profits, by cash. So it's a living, breathing entity. And it's an opportunity for, us all within our business to look at it like that, as a community that does make money, is very good at what it does, has some really experienced people. And really, I'm now the caretaker of that. And or the skipper, let's say that. Let's give a boating analogy. I do a bit of sailing. I am the skipper, and everyone's doing their job, and I just need to stay at the helm and keep it going through the water on course. We can't be 2 or 3 degrees out, because then we're off course. And we've had really good growth recently. And my niece joined our business 5 years ago. Sophie is absolutely fantastic, and she's in the business, and it means so much to me that she shares the same visions, and sometimes more ambitious than I ever was. She loves the clients, she loves our vendors, people at Apple, Dell. She has great relationships and is embedded completely with the staff and the culture that we offer. So this is the end game, a multi-generational business, the 100-year business. So like Walmart in the UK, gunmaker Beretta, Sainsbury's, and Henry Ford, his company is still a family-owned business. We've already got that new generation coming through with Sophie, and I hope certainly one day that one or all of my children may want to join. I'm not going to force them, and continue the growth and continue to have that. It's an opportunity for them to learn real responsibility, not just in the P&L and the balance sheet, but people, and what it actually means to be part of something in a community over many years, that pretty much everyone knows your name, and if they don't, they know your company's name. It's an opportunity to grow the business even further. 100 people, 150 people. These are quite realistic things. And I think it must be myself an amazing feeling when I'm older, maybe on my deathbed, who knows, to leave something left in this world, not just sell it for that check and then it's gone, to actually leave something tangible, to go, this is the family business. Something I started at 13 with my brother, and I really can't see that the big payout will do that. I think from my own point of view, maybe there's some tweaks to the structure in the next few years. I need to be that guy at the helm, the strategy guy, the guy to push forwards, to push people, to question people. You know, people can't come in and replace 30, 40 years of experience. So there is a role and a job that I play and I need to play. But I really don't think the big payout is going to give me the feeling of my kids, my niece, running this business for longer and me leaving something in this world. So that's kind of all I've got to say. I mean, I hope you enjoyed this mini series and you've got to know me a little bit more and my background, and I suppose in part why, with the business side of me, the people side of our business, having 3 kids, why I feel that I can philosophize about this stuff and I can try and teach people, hopefully not teach people, but give my own experiences. And I think this business side of things, hopefully you can really appreciate where we've gone and what we've gone through to be where we are and still what we've got to do left. So let me leave you with this. Maybe the best ending isn't an ending at all. The dream isn't to stop working, it's to change how I work. Be a mentor, be a strategist, and help the growth of Hardsoft, a company me and my brother started on a market stall in 1983. And maybe the end is actually the start of a new chapter for me and everyone at Hardsoft. Here's to the next 40 years of Hardsoft, and let's hope we can get to that 100-year plan. Thanks for listening. Share, like, do whatever you need to do. Tell your friends, and I'll be back with some more podcasts soon. Take care.